Yo, we are back. Part 72. Go buy a shirt. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but got some shirts available. LS Swaps and flip-flops, even though flip-flop season is officially over here in Texas. It is our fall/winter time, meaning it is below 70. So, winter time here in Texas. Oh, I've been working. Let me show you where I'm at, because I'm also trying to do as much as I can while I have daylight, because it gets dark at 5 p.m. now. I'm doing the exhaust. I've been out here for a little bit messing with this, because the passenger side I knew was going to take the longest because of how offline it is from the muffler to this pipe. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the back of the muffler off right here. And, well, yeah, let me see. Oh. I think I'm gonna cut it off. Probably, I don't know, we'll see. Probably somewhere here, so that I can angle this. Well, yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see what I do. I was thinking I could cut it off to where I could actually physically move the pipe and turn it how I need it to turn, so that it'll face straight with that pipe, so I can just connect it. But I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more fiddling. I replaced the pinion seal. That was leaking really bad, if you can't tell. So I got that replaced. I have the drive shaft. I got it all put together. And of course I went to put it in, and it was too short. It was like 3 inches too short, which makes absolutely no sense, but kind of does. I don't have all the weight on the ground, so it's a little different from when I measured. I measured with the car completely on the ground, and I measured from center of U joint to center of U joint, because I had a yoke in the back of the transmission, and I just measured. I pulled it out where I wanted it for spacing in the back on the tilt shaft, and then I measured center of U joint to center of U joint, and it was 46 inches, I believe, something like that. But having it up like this, which I only have this under here because I was trying to jack the rear end up so that it mimicked being on the ground, but the front end isn't on the ground, so it didn't really work. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. Trying to figure out this. I just need to figure out this side. That side's very easy, exhaust wise. It's literally just a straight shot. This side, it has that weird curve. It's just off centered big time. So right here, right there to there. No, oh no, it's right there. Yeah, I was right the first time. So there to there, because that literally points straight at that exhaust on the driver's side. So trying to see, maybe I can just unbolt it where it's bolted in here and figure that out, but I don't know. We'll see. I also was thinking about cutting it and just doing turn downs behind the wheel, because the way the other shop did it, they mounted this pipe here, which is a lot farther out this way than over here. So the spacing on it looks kind of funky, but we'll just see. I'm gonna set y'all up and then probably spend 3 days trying to figure this out. But luckily for you, I'll edit it all out, and you won't have to be here with me the whole time. All right, so about 45 minutes, hours later, the exhaust is done. This side was not as easy as it should have been, but we got it up in there. We got clamps. I mean, this will work pretty well. I mean, if you want to take it to an exhaust shop, sure, but we are good to go. Over the rear end, what I'm probably going to do tomorrow is get some short 2.5-inch turn down pipes and just connect it here. It's not fully circle, it's all bent, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to cut it farther back, but I really can't. Or maybe I'll just cut it here and leave it turned down, just straight down. But as of right now, I mean, that's how it is. But I was kind of thinking getting a straight turn down pipe to go right there and just turn down. And then same right here, just straight and turn down. That way it's going straight to the ground and not back up and circulating through all the ventilation. But let's start it and just see how much better it sounds. Oh, I got the door panel back on too. It's kind of not perfect, but it was already messed up before I even started messing with it. But I got that back on. The battery is hooked up, so I still have a lot of tuning to do on this, but the battery's... Oh, battery's not hooked up. Yeah, I still have... There's another... I've messed with the tune file on this like 4 times, something like that. And I think I might have it figured out on this one. Oh, it's not connected. Well, let's just see how horribly it runs with the mass airflow sensor not connected to the throttle body. I just want to hear it. Yeah, not being connected to the throttle body is gonna mess it up. Hold on. See how that works. Hopefully that other tune I have to put in it that'll run better. This is so now I'm going to come up here. I'm trying to figure out mounting the computer, but it's not looking too hot. I wanted to mount it here, but there's not really enough room here for the computer to sit that way. So I'm trying to just see what I can come up with. So let's see what I can come up with, and then we will move on to accessories. Maybe this will be, hopefully this is, no, never mind. Take that back. But let me try to figure this out, and then we'll get to that. Okay, so it has been a couple more days. Well, I think it's only been 2 days, something like that. Yesterday, I was a little busy. I had to make a trip to go get a little something. But we're not going to waste time talking about that on this because that has nothing to do with this. But I'm not sure. I might be just ending this video at getting the accessories on and done, and the intake and everything right there done. And then, or I might add the cooling system to this video. It just depends on if these hoses that the customer brought with me go on, because then I could just drop the radiator in, put the hoses on, and the cooling system's done, aside from hooking up the electric fans. The drive shaft, I got him to order a different slip yoke. We just need a longer one. So this is a 5.5 inch slip yoke. They measure it from here to here. So from here to here is their measurement, not here to here. So I'm going to knock this one back out. And I got him to order a 8-inch slip yoke. So it'll give me that extra 2 inches that I need for it to slip into the transmission. No diddy. But here is the accessory bracket kit, because y'all are going to ask me 8,000 times. I will put the link to the kit, the bracket I'm putting on, in the description, but I will not go through and give you every part number for what's being added to this bracket or this kit that you have to buy separately to run this kit. So what you can do is you can just pause this right here, and you can take those part numbers, and well, there's the bracket, there's the kit right there, that one right there, that's the whole bracket kit. But everything else is everything needed to run this bracket, this accessory setup. So looking at all that, that's going to be the total, and that is what we are going to install right now. And then we also have the I'm putting an R4 compressor on it. So this is the compressor and the compressor bracket that is going to go on the passenger side. So I'm going to set y'all up and fast forward this probably times about 50, because I'm probably going to be out here for 3 hours doing this, because we all know something's going to mess up. That's just how it goes around here. And and then for the power steering, I'm going to make a high pressure power steering line out of the PTFE line. And you might think, oh, you can't do that. It's too high pressure for that. It'll blow. No, it won't. Your mom will, but the line won't. So watch me work. Watch me finally, hopefully, get this put together and make it look like an actual LS swap. Okay, so everything on, but of course I had to take the alternator back off because it was the wrong one. Of course, appreciate it, Amazon. It was like a little 3-pin connector on the back, but this harness takes this, well, it's like 5 slots. Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 slots, the little slots, and so that's not going to work. I'll either throw one on that I have a couple in the attic. I just don't know. See, this is what it's supposed to look like. And the new one we got is like that. So that's not going to work. I have quite a few up in the attic. So I'm going to talk to the customer, see what he wants to do about that. I kind of need one ASAP because I'm going to put the water pump on, and then I'm going to guesstimate what size belt I need. I'm probably going to have to change the intake to a 90-degree fitting. As you can see, that kind of got to clear that. So, and that's a little tight. So we'll just see how that goes. I think I have a 45-degree in the attic. But let me get some parts out and then go from there. And this is the, obviously you saw me put the AC compressor on. That's just an ICT billet R4 compressor bracket, which is this one. Oh, let's give you the whole list that we got. So there's the bracket, there's the compressor, and then I got that adapter piece for the back of it so that I can try to run, maybe I can use a AC builder line kit where I run a line from here to here and then from here to here, and then we use the factory AC setup. But I might be missing a plug from the factory harness that goes here, but that's down the road. I'm not worried about that right now. I just need to get the swap complete. So let me put the water pump on. Let me grab an alternator from the attic, and then I gotta do my power steering line. I gotta make a power steering line to go from here. So this is a fitting you have to buy separately that I'll put in the description to go into this pump, but you gotta run the line from there to, I think it's this, yeah, the bigger one right here, and then the return goes from here to there. I'm not sure my PTF line is big enough to go over this, so I might use this factory line we got. It's just rubber hose, but we'll see as I move along. So as you can see, I made quite a bit of progress. I just decided not to yap about it, and I just did it. I got the heater hoses ran, I got the lower radiator hose ran, and all tight. That is, this is the part number from Gates, which is typically O'Reilly's, for that lower radiator hose. You'll just have to cut it to fit. You have to cut a good chunk off the top piece, but it zigzags where it needs to. The upper radiator hose will fit also. So that is that part number. The only thing is right here, you're gonna have to stretch this over this to get it to fit. No diddy. So there's that, but that's going to fit, which is nice because now I don't have to run around figuring out trying to do radiator hoses. I got the power steering pump pulley on. Of course, I made the AN line for the high pressure hose, but because of the pulley, the engine sitting farther back, let's see if I can get it there. You can see it. So there we go. The hose, of course, will not, it will not go on because the pulley hits it. Now, originally, if the engine was more forward, it would hit that bolt, and that's why it's already been cut and grinded down. That was already done before he ever brought me the car, when it had the small block Chevy in it. So I can't move the engine forward anymore because I already have the drive shaft set up for it to go in how this sits now. I got an alternator from my parts bin, and I threw it on there because I needed to figure out the length of the belt now that I have everything on there. I just took off a belt from this engine, from a truck engine, and it's probably about, I probably need a belt about 4 inches longer than that. So I'm probably gonna have to buy a couple belts and then see what fits and take back what doesn't. So for the power steering hose, I was trying to save the guy some money since we already had PTFE line, but I'm gonna have to run a factory style high pressure line, which isn't too bad. I'm just gonna have to bend it to make it work because it's got to go right there, right in there. So I'll have to pull that adapter out, and there's another adapter you use, which bless you, thank you, which I'll show you. I had the customer order it just in case this happened, so I'll show you that tomorrow when I get to that. But power steering hose, belt, put on the upper radiator hose, throttle cable. Oh, and I got to get a 9. Oh, that was another thing. I had this 45 degree in the attic, but there's obviously issue with the radiator. I need it to curve more like this, so I'm going to get a 90 degree elbow, and that should do what I need it to do for me to run the air intake. But other than that, that's it for today. I have like 10 minutes of daylight left, so I'm done. And my hands hurt. I busted my knuckles a couple times, but see you tomorrow. All right. It is the next day. After the gym, I grabbed 4 belts, and the belt that fit this whole setup was Calvin O'Hare 60 Oprah Niner 70s 50s 98 and 1/4 inch. A quarter? I don't know. I'm acoustic. I got radiator hoses on. Since you have to kind of slide this one on pretty rough, just get you some WD-40 or PB Blaster and throw it on there first, and then it'll slip right on. No diddy. Or baby oil. I got, the power steering line. So the factory power steering line, that took me about 45 minutes to get in, because you really have to bend it big time for it to weave in and out under there correctly, for it to line up and fit. You can see we got plenty of clearance. I didn't need a fitting, so I thought we had ordered a fitting already. that I mentioned yesterday that we would need to run the factory line into this power steering pump, but we didn't. I didn't. I don't think we ordered it anyways. I don't think we even got it. But the factory line threaded right into this power steering pump, which is nice. So I got power steering fluid in it. I just started it, but not for too long. I'll have to obviously bleed the system. Typically you want to raise the front end off the ground so you don't have any pressure on the tires, and spin it all the way that way and spin it all the way this way. I just do it while it's on the ground. It'll bleed. It'll bleed itself, especially if you leave the cap on it. I only have water in the cooling system because, of course, I'm not about to spend $75 on coolant just for things to start leaking. But let's. I'm waiting on the elbow. Oh, we'll get to that in a second because that'll be the next video. But let's start her up and see what she do. Well, we lost her. Maybe it's too big. Okay. So maybe this one is too big. This was 98 1/4. What's the next closest one I got? 97 3/4. Let's see how this one fits. Okay, let's do this again. I think the belt slipped off because the power steering fluid was bleeding and was coming out and got on there. So we'll see. Losing the belt, something's wow. So that's why we lost the belt. This tensioner that came with the kit is bad or something? Possibly. Well, I'll dig into that after a little bit. But that is it for this one. I did a lot of behind the scenes stuff and just brought you in because, as I've said it 8 trillion times, I'm so far behind. Oh, I also got the, well, you just saw it charging. I got the cable for the alternator ran. I'll clean it up, make it a little bit prettier towards the end. Still not quite done. Suck down a good amount of water. Still not quite done in the engine bay just yet, but almost. We're going to get a different alternator just so it looks better. So waiting on that. I'm waiting on the new slip yoke for the drive shaft. Waiting on a 90-degree boot so that I can put the air intake on. Got to put in the shifter setup. And then the throttle cable. And then test drive. Maybe a slight tad bit more tuning. But I mean, it runs pretty good since I put like the 6th tune in it after doing some more YouTubing. But appreciate you watching. Please go buy a shirt. I only need to sell like 4 more to break even. I probably won't do shirts for quite some time after this. I just obviously don't have the amount of subscribers needed to be doing merch, but I appreciate those that have bought merch so far. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So close. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Appreciate you watching. Go build something, LS swap something, or just watch me do it. Doesn't matter. Appreciate it.